It's the trip of a lifetime to honor and say thank you to the veterans who have served our country. Our very own Mike Morkin is in Washington, D.C. He's been there since Saturday, sharing stories from the Veterans Honor Flight, and he joins us live now here on North Dakota Today. Mike, hey, how's it going? Where are you at?
It's going very well, Jordan, and thank you so much. I'm standing on the steps of the National Archives. Behind me are 4 buses. These are the buses that have been carrying our veterans locally. They are from the North Dakota Honor Flight, North Dakota, Minnesota Honor Flight. They are just now making their way outside of the archives. Inside, of course, are the wonderful documents, the Bill of Rights, the Constitution, and of course the Declaration of Independence. This is just one stop of many that we have made in a whirlwind trip that you said we began on Saturday. It's been fantastic. The weather, awesome. I checked my phone. It says it's 61 degrees here. Feels like 60. Okay, not much variance compared to back home, right? But back to the tour. What we had so far is seen some magnificent things. We stopped right away, flew into Baltimore on Saturday, stopped to see Fort McHenry, and from there it was on to the FDR Memorial, and then yesterday just many stops, the Korean, the Vietnam memorials, the Lincoln Memorial. All of these veterans reacting positively. Everybody saying that it's been a fantastic trip thus far. We have not had any issues, although one of the buses had an engine problem, but other than that, not a problem in sight. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, we were seeing some of that video there, Mike. It looks amazing. And what's it like for you to hear these stories that I'm sure some of these people have been sharing with you? What has that been for you?
Absolutely touching of the heart. We have seen 3 brothers who are here from our viewing area as well. They were supposed to have 4th. The one brother wasn't able to make it, unfortunately. We've seen stories of a grandfather who is a veteran whose grandson he hasn't seen in quite a while surprised him last night. We had a banquet last evening in which they had a mail call. In fact, we're going to do a story for you on that on Tuesday. You should have seen the faces of some of these veterans as they opened up these packages. Mail call, again, it dates back to long before we had cell phones, long before we had email. The only way that veterans could be communicated with their loved ones was through the mail. And last night, these veterans were surprised with packages of letters and cards, all thanking them for their service, family members telling them how proud they are, how much they love them, brought many a tear to many a veteran's eyes, and also to this reporter as well, because it really is touching to see the outpouring of support for these guys, and obviously, and gals as well, and well-deserved. These folks, I'm telling you, nothing really gets underneath their feathers at all. I'm telling you, we could be caught in traffic and, you know, we're making our way and that sort of thing. And but when you sit down and you talk to them and they get a reaction of the memorials, you know, these folks have committed. They know what it's like to make that commitment. And when they see these magnificent memorials and statues and the flags in Washington, and we drove by the White House, we drove by the Capitol building. You talk about pride on their faces. It's there.
And that's what they signed up to put their life potentially on the line for. Absolutely harrowing what they signed up to do to protect people like you and me, and so that's amazing. But Mike, what's it also been like to see the reaction that these veterans get? I know at airports they've been getting applause, and I'm sure from other people out in the streets. What's that been like?
You know, it's not something that I know I can see it in their faces, and I know the way their reactions are. They're very grateful. They're very humble. But it's not something that they're standing up and bowing over. This was a decision they made. This is an incredible commitment that they made, as you say, for us, to protect you and me and our freedoms. And yet it's the kind of thing that they just kind of, and it's an amazing reaction, but they just bow their heads, nod, and there's a small smile on their face. It's really cool to see, and it's definitely the type of reaction that maybe we all should maybe take into consideration when we are praised as well. To let you know what our schedule of events are, we are now from this point going to have lunch here on the steps of the National Archives, and from here we're going over to the World War II Memorial, where they're going to take a photo. It's the kind of the traditional photo that they have in front of the memorial there. It's a magnificent backdrop. And from there, we get on a bus and we head to Baltimore, the same location where we flew into on Saturday. And we are going to be taking off. And if everything goes well, according to traffic and whatnot, we are expected to get back into Fargo at 6 o'clock tonight. Fingers crossed. We're thinking things are going to go. If you can, I am going to ask all the viewers out there, if you can, why don't you come on out to Hector International Airport tonight around 6 o'clock and be there. Here's your opportunity to say thank you to them in person. I have experienced this as well on a previous flight. It is an incredible sight, and it's the kind of thing that you'll feel good about taking part in. So that's 6 o'clock tonight.
6 o'clock tonight, Hector International Airport. Yes, be there. Welcome these humble heroes back to their homes. Mike Morgan in D.C., thank you very much this morning. Coming up here on today's show, boots are usually made for walking, but this one pair of sneakers might have you just looking at them. We explain why.